Hello everyone, this is Ramprasad Samantray working at NIT Rourkela Electrical Department, and I am going to explain a hardware video of basic electrical laboratory, that is speed control of DC motor using armature voltage and field current control method. Let us start the experiment. In this experiment we have to study the speed control of a DC motor using both armature voltage control and field current control method. Let us know what are the various apparatus required for this experiment. First is ammeter, 5 ampere permanent magnet moving coil type instrument to measure armature current. Next is ammeter, 300 milliampere DC, that is permanent magnet moving coil type to measure field current. Next is voltmeter of 0 to 300 volt of DC voltmeter to measure armature voltage. A rheostat of 0 to 100 ohm 2.8 ampere to control the current through shunt field winding. Then the rheostat 38 ohm 8.5 ampere is used to control the current through armature winding. A tachometer of 0 to 10,000 rpm digital type to measure speed of DC motor, and a DC shunt motor of 300 watt 3000 rpm DC type, maximum current rating 2 ampere, one number. Let us know some information about the various apparatus used in this experiment. First is ammeter. Here a ammeter of 5 ampere DC type ammeter is used in this experiment. Basically the ammeter is used to measure the current of an electric circuit, and here the PMMC means permanent magnet moving coil type instrument, means these instruments are used to measure the DC parameters like DC voltage and DC current. So in this case the ammeter is used to measure DC current, and here the 5 ampere ammeter is connected in series with armature. The reason of connecting high range ammeter of 5 ampere with armature is because, as we know, the armature has very low resistance and it will take more current, so that we have to connect a high range ammeter in series with armature. From the positive terminal of the DC supply, this ammeter is connected in series with armature through armature current controlling rheostat, and it measures the armature current. This is the dial of 5 ampere ammeter which is used in this experiment to measure the armature current. You can find the dial of the ammeter is calibrated with uniform scales. So uniform scales represents the type of equipment, that means the MC type equipment or moving coil type equipments are calibrated with uniform scales. Now the range of ammeter is 5 ampere, and here one large division indicates 0.1 ampere. This is the symbol of ammeter and this is the symbol of DC. Next is DC ammeter 0 to 300 milliampere. This ammeter is used to measure the current flowing through shunt field winding. It is connected from positive terminal of the DC supply to one terminal of the shunt field winding, that is E1, through shunt field current controlling rheostat of range 100 ohm 2.8 ampere. This is the dial of the ammeter that measures the shunt field current. This is also having uniform scale, but here some symbols are given. First is type of instrument. This is the symbol for DC type instrument or moving coil type instrument. This line indicates DC. 1.0 is the percentage of error, that is 1.0, it indicates percentage of error, means maximum this kind of instrument will show 1% error. And this is the using position of the instrument. This is for horizontal position. Next is testing potential. So in the star mark here is written 2. It indicates testing potential of the instrument. For 300 milliampere ammeter, the testing potential is 2. So these are the indication of the instrument. It gives some information about the instrument before use. Next is parallax error. While taking the observation from the dial to avoid parallax error due to wrong position of our movement, we cannot take the accurate reading. That's why a mirror is provided on the dial. So we have to take the reading in such a way that the image of the pointer formed by the mirror and the pointer should be coincide with each other. In that position we have to adjust ourselves and take the reading of the corresponding scale. Next equipment is voltmeter of range 300 volt DC voltmeter. So a voltmeter is a device that measures the voltage across any circuit. In this case, this voltmeter measures the voltage across the armature, that is back EMF or armature voltage. So that this voltmeter is connected in parallel with the terminals A1 and A2 of armature. The voltmeter is connected in parallel because it has a coil within it called as pressure coil, which has thin wire more number of turns having high resistance and able to measure the voltage across the armature. Similarly, the ammeter measures the current and it is connected in series because the coil inside the ammeter is called as current coil, is made of thick wire, less number of turns and having less resistance, so it measures the current and connected in series. This is the dial of voltmeter of 300 volt and these are the symbols already have explained. Next is rheostat. Here we have used the rheostat 100 ohm 2.8 ampere to control the shunt field winding current. Now this is the hardware photo of rheostat. It consists of 3 terminals. These 2 terminals are fixed and this is a variable terminal. Now it consists of 2 stands and an insulated barrel. On the barrel a number of turns of nichrome wire is wounded. The nichrome wires are having high resistance and the stand contain a metallic rod, and through this rod the slider can be slided and the slider contact with the resistances, that is nichrome wire. We can move the position of the slider from this position to this position. If we move the slider to this position, the slider contact with zero resistance, because if we take this terminal is starting terminal and if the slider comes to this position, then here the resistance will be 0. Let us see how the resistance is working. Now the slider is in this position, so this much resistance is included. This is the fixed terminal and through this resistance the current will flow. You can see the arrow mark of red colored. So that arrow mark show the flow of current. So the current are opposed by this much resistance of the rheostat. Similarly, if we vary the position of the slider, we can also vary the resistance value of the rheostat. In this way, we can change the value of resistance of the rheostat from minimum value to maximum value and vice versa. So this rheostat is used to control the current through shunt field winding. Similarly, another rheostat of current rating 5 ampere is used to control the armature current. Therefore, this rheostat is connected in series from the positive terminal of the DC supply source to one terminal of the armature, that is A1, through 5 ampere ammeter. Next is tachometer. A tachometer is a device that is used for measuring the speed of rotating shaft of the motor in RPM, means revolution per minute. The tachometer is of two types, analog type and digital type. In this experiment, the tachometer is digital type and it can measure speed up to 10,000 RPM. The pointer of the tachometer should be properly gripped with the DC motor shaft while taking the observation. Next is DC shunt motor. Now this is DC shunt motor. It contains 4 terminals, 2 for armature and 2 for shunt field winding. Armature is marked as A1 and A2. Shunt field winding is marked as E1 and E2. And this is the specification of the DC motor. The rated voltage is 220 volt, power rating 300 watt, speed is 3000 RPM and current rating is 2 ampere. These specifications you can write in your record. Now this is the earth point, means we can give earthing to this terminal, and this is for triggering. Next is circuit diagram. This is 220 volt DC supply, positive terminal and negative terminal. This is the shunt field and the armature marked as A1, A2 and E1, E2. Now this is the rheostat of armature and this rheostat is field rheostat. Armature rheostat current rating is 5 ampere, 50 ohms. Field rheostat current rating is 2.8 ampere, 100 ohms. Both are the ammeters. 5 ampere ammeter is for armature and 200 milliampere ammeter is for shunt field. Now this is the tachometer and voltmeter. Voltmeter is used to measure the voltage of armature. Now the positive terminal is connected to the ammeter inputs and output of the ammeter is connected to both rheostats in series. From the output of the rheostat 1 and rheostat 2, the positive wire is connected to shunt field and armature. Similarly, the negative wire is directly connected to shunt field and armature. That means armature and shunt field both are connected in parallel. And the voltmeter is connected in parallel with armature to measure the voltage, and the tachometer is mechanically coupled with the shaft of the armature to measure the speed. Let us see the circuit diagram in details. This is the positive terminal, this is negative terminal. The positive terminal is directly connected to inputs of both the ammeters, that is ammeter of 5 ampere and ammeter of 300 milliampere. This ammeter measures the armature current, this ammeter measures the shunt field current. From the output of the ammeters, the positive wire is connected to fixed terminals of the rheostat. From the variable terminals of the rheostat, that is armature rheostat, it is connected to the armature terminal A1. From the variable terminal of the field rheostat, it is connected to E1. The negative terminal is directly connected to shunt field and armature. That means shunt field and armature are directly connected in parallel to the supply source through these rheostats. This rheostat regulates the armature current and this rheostat regulates the shunt field current. The voltage of armature can be measured by connecting a voltmeter in parallel with the armature. Now this voltage is nothing but the armature voltage, or which is nearly equal to back EMF. Initially the armature rheostat position should be in maximum and the shunt field rheostat position should be in minimum. After acquiring some speed by the armature, we can reduce this resistance to 0. That means before taking observation, both the rheostat position should be in minimum position. In armature voltage control method, we have to keep the field resistance constant and increase the armature resistance gradually. And we have to take the reading of armature voltage versus speed by keeping field current constant. Similarly, in field control method, we have to keep the armature resistance constant and vary the field resistance from minimum position to maximum. And we have to take the reading of field current versus speed by keeping armature voltage constant. Let us know theory in brief about DC motor. We know that the back EMF produced by DC motor is given by the equation, that is EB is equal to P phi Zn by 60A. Here A is the number of parallel paths in armature, P is the number of poles, Z is the total number of conductors on armature, EB is the back EMF produced by one of the parallel path in volts, N is the speed of the armature in revolution per minute, and phi is the flux per pole in Weber. For a given machine, P, Z and A are constant. We know that EB is equal to Vt minus IaRa, where Vt is the supply voltage and IaRa is the armature voltage drop. So the given equation can be derived as EB is equal to P phi Zn by 60A, that is nothing but that is equal to Vt minus IaRa. If we derive this equation to get speed, then the speed is equal to Vt minus IaRa into 60A by P phi Z, where P, Z, A are the constant for a particular motor. Hence, the equation will be the speed is directly proportional to Vt minus IaRa and inversely proportional to phi. Here, phi means field flux and the field flux is depending on field current. Therefore, finally we can say the speed is directly proportional to Vt and inversely proportional to field flux or field current. Here we have considered the Vt and back EMF are nearly equal because the armature voltage drop is very less. Therefore, we can say the speed of a DC motor is directly proportional to back EMF and inversely proportional to field current. That means by increasing back EMF, that is armature voltage, the speed of the DC motor can be increased. By increasing the field current, as it is inversely proportional to speed, the speed of DC motor decreased. So we can control the speed of a DC motor by two methods. One is armature voltage control method. This method is adopted whenever it is required to bring the speed of a DC motor lower than its no load speed. And in this method, a variable resistance is connected in series with the armature and the speed is decreased due to decreasing of back EMF in the armature without changing the shunt field current. And already we had seen that equation, N directly proportional to EB when phi remains constant. Phi means field current. Next method is speed control by field current control method. This method is required whenever it is required to increase the speed of a shunt motor higher than its rated speed. This method is applicable. In this method, a rheostat of higher value is connected in series to the shunt field winding and the speed is increases due to decrease of shunt field current, that is IF, without changing armature voltage or EB. Due to given equation already we had seen, that is N inversely proportional to field current when EB remains constant. Let us start the procedure. Case 1, speed control of DC motor by using armature voltage control method. First, you have to connect the positive terminal of the DC supply to the armature terminal A1 through armature rheostat and 5 ampere ammeter in series. Next, you have to connect the positive terminal of the DC supply to the shunt field terminal E1 through shunt field rheostat and the shunt field ammeter of 300 milliampere in series. Then you have to connect the negative terminal of the DC supply to both armature terminal, that is A2, and remaining terminal of shunt field, that is E2. Then you have to connect the voltmeter in parallel with armature terminal A1 and A2 to measure armature voltage. Then you have to adjust the armature rheostat into maximum position and shunt field rheostat to minimum position before starting the machine through the DPST. Then you have to give the DC supply and your motor should not be with any load. That means motor should be run without any load before starting. And you have to adjust the shunt field resistance to bring the motor speed to its rated speed, that is 3000 RPM. Then you have to note the armature voltage, shunt field current and corresponding speed. By keeping the field current constant, you have to take the observations. So you have to increase the resistance of armature rheostat gradually to decrease the armature voltage, and you have to take the corresponding reading of armature current, shunt field current and speed in RPM. Next method is to control the speed of DC motor using field current control method. First you have to adjust the shunt field rheostat to bring the motor into its rated speed as you have done in previous procedures. Then you have to take the reading of armature voltage, armature current, shunt field current and corresponding speed, that is rated speed of the motor. Then in this method you have to keep the armature resistance constant, that means armature voltage remains constant throughout the observations. Then gradually you have to increase the shunt field rheostat to decrease the shunt field current so that speed will increase, and you have to take the corresponding observation of shunt field current versus speed by keeping armature voltage constant. Next is precautions. You have to obey some certain precautions before performing the experiment. First, you should not put on the switch without the permission of concerned teacher. Then you have to check all the connections properly as per the circuit diagram, and your connection must be tight to avoid sparking. Armature rheostat should be in maximum position and field rheostat should be in minimum position before starting the machine. You have to keep safe distance from the rotating part to protect your body. Then you have to insulate properly from the ground and other metallic part of the live apparatus while performing experiments. Let us start the hardware demonstration. This is DC motor. These two terminals are for armature terminals and these two terminals are for shunt field terminals. This is tachometer to measure the speed, and this is voltmeter, already have explained, to measure armature voltage, ammeter to measure armature current and ammeter to measure field current. These are the rheostats. This is armature rheostat, it controls the armature current, and this is the field rheostat, that is shunt field rheostat, it controls the shunt field current. And this is the supply source, it is a DPST switch. This terminal is positive terminal, this terminal is negative terminal. When you close the switch, the positive terminal connect to this point, the negative terminal connect to this point. So from the positive terminal we have to connect the inputs of the rheostat, that is fixed terminals of the rheostat, and from the variable terminals of the rheostat we have to connect to individual ammeters, and output of the ammeters we have to connect to armature and field accordingly. So this experiment is conducted by the help of our Tirki sir, Mr. Chumun Tirki. Now the positive terminal is connected to the fixed end of the armature rheostat, and from the variable end of the armature rheostat the positive wire is connected to armature ammeter, that is ammeter connected to armature 5 ampere ammeter, and from the output of the ammeter that positive wire is connected to the terminal A1. So now the A1 is connected to positive terminal through rheostat and ammeter in series. Similarly, second rheostat, shunt field rheostat, fixed terminal is connected with positive wire. From the variable terminal of the shunt field rheostat, it is connected to second ammeter, that is shunt field current measuring ammeter. From the output of the shunt field current measuring ammeter, it is connected to the terminal E1. E1 means it is the one terminal of shunt field. Now here both armature and shunt field are getting positive of 220 volt supply source through rheostat and individual ammeters. Now this is the positive wire connected to both the rheostat, and output of the both rheostats are connected to separate ammeters, that is for armature. Armature current measuring ammeter is connected to point A1. Similarly, field current, shunt field current measuring ammeter, it is connected in series from the supply source to the point E1. E1 means shunt field terminal through rheostat, shunt field rheostat. Similarly, the negative wire of the supply source is directly connected to A2 and SH2, so that both armature and shunt field are connected in parallel. That's why the motor is named as shunt motor. Again, let us see the connection. The negative terminal is connected to A2 and SH2. A2 and E2 means SH2, shunt field terminal. The voltmeter is connected in parallel with A1 and A2 to measure the armature voltage. Now this is the positive terminal of voltmeter connected to A1, negative terminal of voltmeter, it is connected to A2. So the voltmeter measures the armature voltage or back EMF. It is connected in parallel with armature. So these are the connections before starting the DC motor. First, we have to arrange the position of rheostat. The armature rheostat should be maximum position and the field rheostat should be minimum position before giving supply. So let us start the experiment. Speed control by armature voltage control method. So after starting the motor gains some speed and we have to decrease the armature resistance to 0, because initially the armature is at rest before starting of the motor. Hence the back EMF induced by the armature is 0. Therefore the armature has very low resistance, and if we give direct supply of 220 volt to armature and shunt field, then the armature conductors will be short circuited. So to avoid the short circuiting of armature, we have to keep the armature resistance in maximum position before starting the machine. Then after starting, the armature has gained some speed, means it has gained some back EMF, and according to Lenz's law, the back EMF opposes to the main voltage or main flux that acts increasing the resistance of the armature. So we have to decrease the armature resistance after getting some speed by the armature. Let us start the observation. The supply voltage here is 205 volt and the speed is 3010 rpm. Let us increase the armature resistance and see the other observations. So when the armature resistance is increased, the armature voltage is decreased. Now the decreased voltage is 196 volt and the speed is 2928 rpm. Now the speed is decreased. The armature current is 0.25 ampere. The shunt field current is 184 milliampere. Let us increase the resistance again to decrease the armature voltage. Now the armature voltage is decreased to 192 volt and the speed is also decreased because the speed is directly proportional to armature voltage. Now the speed is 2864 rpm. Simultaneously you have to take the observations of armature current and field current. Approximately 0.24 ampere and shunt field current is remains constant, that is 184 milliampere. Let us again increase the armature resistance. Now the armature resistance is increased to decrease the armature voltage so that speed will be decreased. So the armature voltage is decreased to 190 volt and the speed is 2858 rpm. The armature current is 0.23 and the shunt field current remains constant. Let us take another observation by increasing the armature resistance. So the resistance is again increased to maximum position and the voltage is observed, that is 190 volts. And speed is 2826 rpm and the armature current is 0.22 ampere. The field current remains constant. Let us see the observations that have taken for armature voltage control method. When the armature voltage was 205 volt, the speed was 3010 rpm, the armature current was 0.26 ampere and the shunt field current remains constant, that is 184 milliampere. When armature voltage is reduced to 196 volt by increasing the armature resistance, the speed is also decreased as it is directly proportional to armature voltage. The speed was 2928 rpm, the armature current was 0.25 ampere and field current remains constant. When the voltage is reduced to 192 volts, the speed was 2864 rpm, the armature current slightly decreased to 0.24 ampere and the field current remains constant. Next observation, when the armature voltage was 191 volts, the corresponding speed was 2858 rpm and the armature current is slightly decreased, that is 0.23 ampere and the shunt field current remains constant because we have not changed the shunt field resistance. When the armature voltage is reduced to 190 volts, the speed was 2826 rpm, the armature current is slightly decreased to 0.22 ampere and shunt field current remains constant. In this observation, we are observing that when the armature voltage is decreasing by increasing armature resistance, the speed is also decreasing because the speed is directly proportional to armature voltage. Let us start the speed control by using field current control method. In field current control method, we have to keep both the resistances in zero position. Now we have to keep the armature resistance constant and increase the field resistance, that is shunt field resistance. This is the initial observation of the shunt field, that is 184 milliampere and the armature current is 0.24 ampere and the supply voltage is 204 volt. The speed is observed, that is 3020 rpm. Now we have to increase the field resistance gradually. Now the field resistance is increased so that field current is decreased to 180 milliampere. Accordingly, the speed is increased to 3028 rpm. In this case, the armature current and voltage remains constant. Let us increase again the field rheostat to decrease the field current so that the speed will increase. Now the field current has been decreased to 165 milliampere and the speed is increased to 3044 rpm. In this case, the armature voltage and armature current remains constant because we are not varying the armature resistance. Let us increase to the field resistance. The field current is observed as 166 milliampere and the speed is 3092 rpm. Here the armature voltage and armature current remains constant. Again we have to increase the shunt field resistance to decrease shunt field current. Now the current has been decreased to 160 milliampere, and here the armature current and voltage remains constant, but the speed is increased to 3124 rpm. Again we have to increase the shunt field resistance to decrease shunt field current. Now the shunt field current has been decreased to 155 milliampere, and the speed is 3146 rpm, where the armature voltage and armature current remains constant. Again we have to increase the shunt field resistance to maximum position. Now the current is decreased to 150 milliampere. The armature voltage and current remains constant, and the speed is increased to 3170 rpm. So these are the observations. Here the armature current and armature voltage remains constant. So after taking observation, we have to reduce the shunt field resistance to its initial position and switch off the supply. Thank you Tirki sir for conducting this experiment. So these are the observations for shunt field current control method. So in first observation, when the shunt field current was 184 milliampere, the speed was 3020 rpm, where the armature voltage was 204 volts and armature current was 0.24 ampere. Next observation, when we increase the shunt field resistance, its current is decreased from 184 milliampere to 180 milliampere, and as the speed is inversely proportional to field current or field flux, the speed is increased from 3020 rpm to 3028 rpm, where the armature voltage and armature current remains constant because we have not varied to the armature resistance. Similarly, in third observation, when the field current is 165 milliampere, the speed is increased to 3044 rpm, where armature voltage and current remains constant. And next observation, when the shunt field current is decreased to 162 milliampere, the speed was 3092 rpm, and this VA and IA remains constant. In next observation, when the shunt field current is decreased to 160 milliampere, the speed was 3124 rpm. In next observation, when the shunt field current was 155 milliampere, the speed of the armature was 3146 rpm. In last observation, when the shunt field current is decreased to 150 milliampere, the armature speed is increased to 3170 rpm, where the armature voltage and armature current remains constant throughout these observations. So here we conclude that when the shunt field current decreases, the speed is increases. That means the speed of a DC motor is inversely proportional to shunt field current. Let us start the graphs. Before plotting graph, we have to take the observations properly. Let us continue the graph of armature voltage control method. So a graph consists of two axes. This is Y axis and this is X axis. This is the origin. The Y axis, we have to represent speed as it is dependent quantity. In X axis, we have to represent the armature voltage as it is independent quantity. This is the origin. So here we have to represent the armature voltage in increasing order. So accordingly the speed is increased because the speed is directly proportional to armature voltage. When the armature voltage is increased, accordingly speed is increased. So the graph will be an inclined line. Similarly, in field current control method, we have to represent the field current in x-axis and speed in y-axis because the speed is depending on field current, and the field current is represented in increasing order. This is the origin, and here the speed is inversely proportional to field current. That means when the field current is increased, the speed is decreased. So here the students are informed to prepare the graph according to their observations, as I have explained, and the representation of graph should be in this manner. Next is conclusion. The students are informed to write the conclusions. Already I have explained everything. So what they conclude about this experiment, they have to write in their record. Here the students are informed to prepare their records according to the following formats. First you have to write name of laboratory with lab code and your name, roll number, semester. Then aim of the experiment. What are the various apparatus required with specification? Already I have explained. Circuit diagram. Then theory in brief. Procedure. Step by step you have to write the procedure. Then precaution. What precaution we have to take before performing experiment. After completing the experiment, what are the observation you got? Then you have to plot the graphs in a graph paper. Then if calculation is required, you have to calculate and show the result. Then you have to write the conclusion. So according to this format, you have to prepare your record. Let us discuss some questions. Why the armature rheostat is kept in maximum position and the field rheostat is kept in minimum position before giving supply? Then compare the two methods and discuss the advantages and disadvantages of both armature voltage and field current control method. Question number 3. What will happen if the field winding terminal will be open circuited? Question number 4. What is shunt motor? Why it is called as shunt motor? Question number 5. What do you mean by back EMF? This is all about the experiment, that is speed control of DC motor using armature voltage and field current control method. Thank you very much for watching this video.